Hello, teacher and classmates. My name is Jonathan Anchundia. I'm a student of National and Foreign Languages Pedagogy, and this is my ID card. And on this video, I want to talk about virtual education. Actually, this one here is a journal article about virtual education. So this is the title here. Virtual education during COVID-19, especially in higher education, a systematic review. These here are the authors. This one here is the main reference where the article was taken from. It was received on October 5th, 2021. It was accepted on April 22nd, 2022. It was electronically published on May 2022. So one of the main parts of the journal article is the abstract, which is the objective of the present systematic review aimed to analyze studies linked to the online teaching learning, digital competence tutoring, and technological tools in virtual education during COVID-19 and higher education. The suggested methodology was made by Prisma. Declaration was pursued. The information search was conducted in Scopus, EVSCO, Springer, Open, ProQuest, and online file. The target period range was from May 10th, 2021 to July 4th, 2021. The identification, screening, eligibility, and inclusion for its process were performed. The search conducted a total of 230 studies with 45 remaining. So the next part is the keywords, as you can see here. And next is the introduction. So the health crisis required the implementation of online teaching learning to give continuity to the educational liaison, teaching, student, parent, in simulated milieu. And the social distancing measure coerced the teacher to readapt to the new setting of teaching learning processes, new pedagogical practices needing a permanent transformation and conducive to the future. Of course, I clearly remember that it was here in my city in Tena. It was March 12th, 2021, that the country was shut down because of this virus. And as teachers, we had to go home and just teach online. Everything was turned to computers, and teachers were sitting in computers, and we had to buy Kahoot or Zoom in order to make the classes more engagement for the students. And well, that's something personal. And the next part is teachers must equip themselves with innovative didactic strategies and digital education materials during the teaching learning process, making classes more engaging and motivating along with the needs and preferences of students. That's right. So as a teacher, I personally bought some accounts like Kahoot and Zoom to make my classes more engaging and more interesting for them. That's right. And the next part is the methodology. Well, here they used the information search was in English and Spanish, with the database of Scopus, EVSCO, Springer Open, ProQuest, and all in one file having the following keywords: combination, online teaching, learning, and virtual education in COVID-19, digital competence in teaching and virtual education in COVID-19, and technological tools and virtual education in COVID-19, considered from the subcategories presented in table 1. Next point, as you can see here, this is the table. And the next thing is the results and discussion. So while performing the initial search in the above database, 230 qualitative and quantitative, and mixed scientific articles in higher education were retrieved. The encompassed teachers and students contending with the objective of the study. The 136 articles were devoured due to duplicates. Similarly, 75 were disqualified by checking title, abstract, and keywords. Eventually, 16 articles did not meet the inclusion criteria indicated in the methodology, thus excluded. The remaining was 45 articles for an extensive review and investigation as detailed below. So this was very extensive, very long. That's why they were not mentioned or included on this journal here. So, and also one of the main parts of the article here as well is are the references, we're about to see down below here. So these were taken from different places like books, articles, and yeah, they are down below here, but let me show you first the conclusion, because this is also something very important that I have to mention. So the conclusions are, of all these studies, the 230 studies, are the distance education has claimed that teachers devise online teaching learning, implying a transformation in strategies and pedagogical approaches utilized in virtual milieux. It is critical to acknowledge that this process has first been convoluted as they only have fundamental training in technological tools. So here we go. I'm so sorry because there are some words that I struggle to pronounce. So I'm so sorry for that, but there are just very few. So, and then we have here the references. Here, there are many references. As I said, they were taken from books, from websites. For example, this one here was taken from a website. Well, that's it. So my personal conclusion is that if we continue to teach online, we must do our best on teaching. We must look for some tools in order to make our classes more interesting and to convince the students and want them to come back next class. So that is the big challenge as educators on virtual education. So thanks so much for everything, teacher, and sorry for the mispronouncing of few words. I'm so sorry for that, and I hope you find this interesting. Bye.